goofing around back here.
That sounded great.
Oh,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, so it was nice to catch a little bit of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
this it's funny. Like the thing I first saw when I like thought of modulars and stuff was I don't remember if it was the 200E Buchla or it was the easel. I mean, I knew about the music easel, but that was like the first thing that I wanted so bad. But it was like the 200E was like it was like buying a car, and
right.
the easel was like unattainable. It's like there's less than 100 or whatever the rumor was, and no one
And
wants
if
to
it's
sell
like
one.
$6,000, there's
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Um, and so I never really got into it. And then I remember when Buchla
Combine
first got
the individual 200E modules, right? You don't have to buy the whole system.
no, but their the way their modules are designed, like the envelope generator module is like 4 envelopes in one. So each module itself is kind of pricey. Like even now, like I want to say the random voltage generator one, the 266, that's like 900 and something dollars. So it's like they're even if you were to just try to part it together, you'd still need like they're all like the oscillators are complex oscillators, so there's a modulator and a primary and wave shaping. So that's just one, and then you need some kind of VCA gate, and that's a 4-channel one. That's one module, and then the envelope generator. So even that right there is probably like close to 5,000 with a case, something like that. So it was definitely on the pricey end. And at that time I was like, oh, presets, it can save presets. Like I was just still not very comfortable with the idea of not being able to save something.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was kind of like that first thing I desired. And then fast forward, I played with they sort of changed their name. Don kind of sold the company to some other people, and it was called BEMI, Buchla Electronic Music Instruments or something. And they came out with like their updated easel in like 2014 or something. And I played it at NAMM, and it just sounded weird. It just sounded really thin and buzzy, and like I was like, oh, I guess I'm glad I avoided this. And then fast forward to I guess about a year ago, Nathan, who did the art for the cards, was selling his 208R, which is like a vintage clone of the original one. I was like, oh man, I'll take it off your hands. Like and I just fell in love with it. And there was just aspects about it that all the things I've learned about the type of modules and sort of layouts and control schemes and everything that I like it had. It kind of was like missing some things I use a lot. So it was very, cut down, but at a core level, it was like perfect to where I was like, oh my gosh, if I had bought one of these, I don't know that I would have like had such a obsession with, with Euro modules. So when I saw this 208C, it had a couple things that I really wished the R had, in addition to like a really nice built-in MIDI implementation, whereas you need some kind of external MIDI to CV with the R. And they incorporated because the Buchla is a 1.2 volt per octave standard.
Yeah.
So it's basically like because it's like tracking semitones. It actually makes more sense than 1 volt per octave, but they're the only ones who ever did it. So therefore it's weird. But on the 208C on the back, there's actually a 1 volt per octave input and gate that just sums with all the other inputs. So it makes it really easy to integrate with Eurorack.
That is cool because then that would mean that each semitone is a tenth of a volt,
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so that makes it a lot easier to quantize into a Western scale.
Exactly. Yeah. Which was
Right.
my understanding is that's why they did it that way. And I forget why, Moog, I think, yeah, it was Moog who did 1 volt per octave first, went with that. But it's funny how these things are just sort of like, we'll just do that. And that becomes, a standard for all time.
For the next 80 years.
Yeah, exactly.